Hello there. This is a different kind of video, something that you don't see commonly on the internet. This laptop here has been scammed. So the owner of the laptop basically got a pop-up from a website she was visiting, and the pop-up most likely came through a advertisement on a legitimate website and asked her to dial a number. And she called the number, and obviously someone answered the phone call, not from Australia, but probably from another call center, most likely India or Philippines, one of these popular countries known for scam techniques. So, and eventually she let them into her computer and gave her credit card details, and she is out of money and her computer is compromised. So she's come to get help from us and make sure the computer is clear and clean, and the bank will most likely reimburse her losses once she has been responsible and has the computer looked and checked out by someone. Now, it can happen to anybody, and most of the time, unfortunately, elderly people are targeted, and from experience I know that call centers or companies that outsource their call centers overseas, the customer information gets sold onto third party or people who have money, and you will get a fake call from a company such as Telstra, and you are a Telstra customer as well. They already know some information about you, and they can easily fool you into being scammed. So this video is about what to do about your computer after you've been scammed. So how do you protect the computer so this does not happen again, and also remove any of the software they may have installed. So this is running Windows 10, and some of the obvious things that we can see here is the Log Me In 123 support connection software. I'll make the icons bigger. As you can see, logmein123.com and Anyplace Control Admin. This doesn't look legitimate either. And if you look at date created on these two particular programs, we might see a little bit more information as to when the attack may have taken place. So as we can see, this Log Me In was actually installed on this computer on 21st of November, and this one here on the 10th. Now the attack was most recent, so I'm assuming this is what they've used. And this Log Me In could be from one of the other providers she may have called as a legitimate support. So regardless, I will still remove this. So most likely the attacker used this software here. So now one of the most important things you want to do is make sure you are not connected to the internet. So make sure there is no internet connection. You're not connected to any cable connection or Wi-Fi connection, because if you are, they can still remotely control your computer. So, and what is this one? APC host. Just curious. So by the way, I haven't had a chance to look at this computer. I'm having a look at it first time with you. Alright, so you can see they actually have an agent here, agent software, waiting for a connection to come in. Interesting. So every computer is different, every infection is different, but the protections that will apply and the things I will ask you to do are common to all of them. So first thing is uninstall any recent programs from the date of infection. So on a Windows 10 computer, you want to go into settings and go into apps, and let's have a look, and let's see if you can sort by install date. Here we go. So this one here, for example, is something that's recent. Also this one here. So these two can go. Uninstall. This is the remote software that they have used. This one here too. Alright, let's have a look through. If you don't recognize the name of a program, don't uninstall it. You can always Google the name of the program to give you more information. and I'm going to assume they're all fine. Another place you can see the same information is basically on a command line, Windows R, holding Windows button and R. But by the way, one more thing. On Windows, when you press Windows key, you won't see a run command. But if you hold Windows button on the keyboard on the left side and while holding press the letter R, R for Romeo, you'll get a run box like this. And you can see here, there's a history of previously entered commands. Now this being an old lady, I would never assume she actually will use the run command. But you can see here, the attacker asked her to go to this website, www.helpme.net. And if you have a look at your browsing history, and we can see what's happened here. So let's have a look. Let's go back a little bit more down. So these are the activities she has used. So anytime she somehow had a problem, when was this? This is, now I'm just going through the computer. So she did manage to install an ad blocker some time ago. Maybe someone did for her, most likely. And she might have got support from Telstra and they used LogMeIn to get into her computer. And we know that's how LogMeIn came in. And on Tuesday 10th, most likely something happened. She did actually go to this website, and let's have a look at her downloads. There may be a download folder here. Let's have a look. Okay, that's already gone. Let's have a look in downloads. We're just trying to trace any of the software she may have clicked on. There's nothing in the downloads either. Let's have a look in recycle bin. That's already empty. So the attacker must have cleaned them out. Okay. So we do know that she was targeted, definitely scanned, and that's the website she went to. So what can you do to prevent such attacks? Well, user discipline is the most important. You need to be aware of such attacks going around. And don't, click on things you don't trust, don't call numbers you don't trust. And if you do get a phone call claiming to be from a certain company, always hang up and you call them directly from their official number. And don't call them directly on the number they call you on or the number they provide to you. Okay, now we still have an icon for this. We need to uninstall this program. Why is it still here? There we go. So that's actually coming through that's actually a website link. Okay, let's have a look at the properties. Okay, it's actually asking Google Chrome, start on a new profile, interesting. Okay, and launch that application ID from the Google Store. Interesting, we're going to remove that. Okay. So, first thing is, we already looked at the applications and it was clear, and I just want to double check. So I've done Windows R and I'm typing in appviz.cpl. Okay, and that will give me a list of programs installed, which is similar to what was there on the previous list. Cool. As you can see, the little program on the bottom right corner, the listener application, is currently not running. Now, one more thing you want to check is the network settings. So I'm pressing Windows R again. I'm going in and I'm typing the word control to bring up control panel. Network and internet, network and sharing center, change adapter settings, and I want to ensure no static DNS or manual entries are entered into any of these networking devices. So basically, example, if this is your Wi-Fi connection, right click on it, properties, TCP IP version 4, properties, and make sure they're all empty. And also your cable network connection, check the same thing too. So as we can see, they are clear. Now let's assume the computer is currently clean. Let's put some protection in there. Let's connect it to the internet. Okay, let's open up Google Chrome. By the way, to determine the default browser that you're using, so for example, if I was to go to Windows R and type in a website, and it will pop up the browser that's set as default. So in this case they're using Google Chrome. So you want to put ad blockers first thing first. So go into, for example, in Chrome, let's go into Google. We want to search ad blocker. One of the ones I really like is uBlock Origin. It's available for Firefox, Internet Explorer Edge, and Chrome. So first thing first, uBlock Origin, add to Chrome, add extension. Done. Now we're going to uninstall the other ad blocker, which I don't know. Okay, done. Now we want to do the same for Internet Explorer Edge, just in case they use this. And let's go into the Microsoft Store now, so which is this one here. Get, and you don't need a Microsoft account for this purpose. Get. Okay, that will install eventually, as we can see. Now, another important protection is, well, obviously security software, antivirus software, but something before that. So AdWords DNS, was that the one? No. AdBlock DNS. There was a AdGuard, sorry, my bad. AdGuard DNS. It's a popular service. You can use their DNS servers instead of your internet providers. One benefit of using a company like AdGuard to provide the DNS server for you is they already have a list of IP addresses or websites that are known to be malicious and that serve advertisements. And this will automatically block them all, regardless whether you have an ad blocker or not. And this can be set up on your router level, and it will provide complete ad-free experience for every user in the house or at work. So you see these numbers here? These numbers here? You need to put them into your network interface. We're going to put these into our router or computer's network settings. So going back to the network connections window we had opened before, and you want to do this on your Wi-Fi connection as well as your cable connection. So basically right click on your Ethernet, for example, and go into TCP/IP version 4 properties. You want to leave the first one as automatic, but second is the DNS. This is where you enter the numbers. 176.103, 130, 130, 176, 103, 130, 131. And also same for your Wi-Fi connection, same steps. And just make sure your internet is working with the current settings. Nice. So even disabling the ad blocker, so as you can see it's currently off, I still see no advertisements, which is fantastic. And most malicious software or website, they leak into your computer through the advertisements. So first thing is, okay, so first thing we did here is protect the browser. Second thing is update our DNS servers. Third thing is uninstall any third-party software. And now let's check our security software on the computer. This client in particular is using Norton, and it's complaining about the network. Let's have a look at what it's complaining about. Something must have been turned off. Okay, so everything's turned on. Now VPN, I don't recommend using it. It's really not important. Password manager, not recommended, especially with Norton. Rather use something else like LastPass, something more universal, accessible everywhere, and free. Okay, cloud backup, nope, we're not interested. Okay, security software is fine. Another thing you want to check is the startup menu. So if you right click on the taskbar here, click on Task Manager, and go into Startup, you will see the programs that start up when you turn on the computer. Now if you don't know what they are, always Google it. So in this case, we don't need Norton Secure VPN running automatically. That's already been disabled. Good. And that's Realtek. That's either a sound or a network card utility. Yep, looks like that. And the Microsoft apps HP can stay. But if you see something here you don't know, or there is no publisher information, you want to Google that name and get more information. Alright, so we're a little bit safe here, and what else we can do on this? Now the attacker most likely maybe took a copy of saved passwords. So double check what passwords you have saved in your browser, and if you do have anything saved, I do recommend you change the password for them, because anyone can just see the password by signing in here. You will see the password. And one more thing I do recommend is doing cleanup of the temporary file locations to clear any history of the programs that may have run in the past. And CC Cleaner does a perfect job in this case. So just download CC Cleaner from Google. Free version is perfectly fine. You can use many other ones out there, such as Glary Utilities. We want to just run this and then come out of it when we're done. Alright, let's do a quick clean. $5 GB of junk. Interesting. Custom clean. Analyze again. That's pretty much it. And going to appbins.cpl, and let's uninstall CC Cleaner. We're done with it. And that's about it. Also, if you did have a password on your current computer, I do recommend changing that too. Do you have any other questions? So this is all I recommend to be done when you're being scammed remotely. I don't think there is any other compromise. One more thing you might want to check is your firewall, but I doubt that's going to make any difference in my opinion. Simply because they have to get through your router first. It's managed by Norton. Yeah, anything on the exclusion list you want to purge, just in case they have put something in there to be able to run every time, maybe a virus or something. Okay, that's fine. This is all good to go. Thank you for watching.